No statements, my lord, that
The
are being made of the
investigation is
nature.
going on.
Lordship.
The investigation is going on. We are assessing the status reports which are being filed in the course of the investigation. I think now, for the family, there's no question of normalcy because the family is deeply affected.
Correct.
But insofar as the community is concerned, including the community of doctors, we have to return back to
Absolutely. And the statements and the,
Lord, just
the
one
statements
sentence.
made of the
Just one
nature that we have placed before you.
I appear for the
But
resident doctors
Only a
association
minute,
of.
my lord, let this thought. Lord, we are not against, my lord, and nobody should make any statement.
That's right.
We have a statement of a sitting minister of the state of West Bengal
Lord.
saying that, no, not all, that's something very serious. That if anybody talks anything against our leader, his fingers will be chopped off.
Well, then I will read the leader of the opposition statement.
Go into it. Nobody should speak.
Bullets will be fired. Bullets will be fired is what he said.
what we would also expect.
Yes.
Please don't politicize. these
Exactly.
So Bindu
My
has
learned
said
friend
bullets will
started
be
with
fired.
this, my lord.
Across
Therefore,
the political spectrum,
Yes.
parties have to realize, don't politicize.
That's right.
Exactly, my lord,
Deeply
exactly.
My lord,
The
The
simple
law will
there is-
take its
started by
course.
saying
Yes.
step
The
back.
law will take its course, and we are ensuring that the law does take its course after a quick and efficient
Deeply
investigation.
obliged. Deeply obliged.
Second, we are also concerned about the welfare and safety of doctors for the future. We want to institutionalize this.
That's right.
Yes.
We are not just going to lay down guidelines. We are going to pass an enforceable direction that the recommendations of the task force will be implemented by the state governments by hospitals under the
Deeply
authority of the union
my
government.
lord,
Lordship,
But
there is
by
a
my
possibility of.
interruption, I prevented a political dialogue by giving this instance.
mine is not, but just 10 seconds. We are grateful. I appear for the Resident Doctors Association of AIMS Delhi. We are grateful Lordship's taken so motor. What has happened is we've taken a peaceful protest. I registered, I get the general secretary of the association. Now, as it is, emotions are running high. The office bearers are sensible. They're trying their best to convince the large body to get back to work. Now, these kind of FIRs, etc., sets back the process. Just tell them
Why
to hold their
don't
hand,
you do
Delhi police.
Why don't you do this? Ask the doctors at AIMS Delhi also to
Yes.
get back to work. Insofar as the FIR and other things are concerned, we are seized of it. When we are seized of it, nothing is going to happen.
We
You just
registered yesterday, my lord. General secretary accused
now
in the
tell us
FIR.
one thing. Since when have you been abstaining from duties? Tell us, how long is it back?
From the time the incident, for the last
So-
7 days, 7
So
days.
the incident
Nine.
took place on the 9th,
Yes,
right? Today we are now on the 22nd. Imagine 13 days doctors from the All India Institute of Medical Sciences don't go to work.
absolutely. As an officer of the court, as lawyers, we've been talking to them after your lordship's taken suo motu cognizance. We've told them.
Democracy does not mean indiscipline.
I understand, but these FIRs aggravates, my lord.
To work.
Lordship understands the 1,500 doctors, office bearers are sensible. They are
Please
trying.
Tell the doctors
Yes.
that once they get back to work, we put it to the director. The director is a member of our task force.
Yes,
We put it to the director that all right, and we tell the police who are here before us. Nobody wants to pursue the doctors,
yes, sir.
right?
But what happens is,
Eventually they have to get back to work. That's it.
let them just hold their hands till the lordship is. FIR registered for a peaceful protest, and after the last order, my lord.
But therefore, we have just said that no coercive steps will be
Yes.
taken. That we have already protected the doctors.
Yes,
But
I
only
understand.
now, if they don't get back to work,
I understand. I completely will
One-
convey the sentiment.
May I just say, your lordships,
One submission, Lordship. One submission. Lordship.
Nobody should say acid bombs will be used, this should be done, bullets will be fired. It's all wrong, my lord.
well, God knows you have these kind of elements everywhere on all sides of the spectrum. Now tell us, we don't know who has said that.
We've got the clips.
You have given that to us, but
Yes.
what is the
And the
idea?
leader of the opposition has done this. my lord. Leader of
I
the
am also
opposition.
getting, my lord, many things.
Quay home, there's a protective order. We can't lodge an FIR.
Responsible way of not placing it before the
Yes.
court.
Therefore,
It
we have
is to be
said
ignored.
that when we
not
said
to be
that
highlighted.
peaceful protesters will not be disturbed,
Yeah.
that is equally subject to compliance with the
Yeah,
other requirements.
deeply.
With
Lordship,
intimation to the district magistrate.
Lordship, may I say one thing, Lordship? Lordship, because of two investigating agencies are investigating, the vandalism is being investigated by the police and other side is investigated by the CBI. Lordship, there is an apprehension that conflict will be there. Lordship, because vandalism.
Don't worry about it. We are here to
I'll
resolve any
consider
conflict.
that
What
as
is
a
here on the
concern
next
while assessing, Lordship, because it's
Media trial also must be banned. Media spreading rumors, it is insulting the victim, my lord. Kindly stop.
We've already passed that order.
It is
your
alleged.
lordship, there's one.
CB may not.
One more thing, if you stop filing all those publicity interest litigations that I come every day before this court, I think the media trial will stop. constantly filing some PIL or the other before us. All right, we'll see.
Lorships, may I just finally say that this hearing has provided a healing touch to the doctors. The doctors who
Yes.
felt they had nobody to vent their grievance with. Your lordships have heard it so patiently, and there's a sense of satisfaction among the doctors that they felt that they now feel that they've finally been heard. So we would just like
Yes,
to thank your lordships.
we
for this.
thank.
Milord, your lordship,
When-
on
when-
behalf
Saprajita, we have also said that today that the doctors will be heard by the committee. So
Yes,
let's
we-
I must tell you,
clarify that. as
Lord,
well.
I must tell you, Lordship, Lord, when,
change, my lords, we have.
Mr. Karun,
One
Mr. Karun,
suggestion, your lordship.
Lord, when the secretary health,
Yes.
Director General of Health Services came, they also shared this concern with that doctors are exposed to patients and patients' relatives, and their temper is also going high because doctors have their own duties, their own compulsions. The patients would expect something. So there is always a friction kind of a situation. So doctors are kind of more vulnerable. But this has really given a healing touch and an assurance coming from the highest court of the country that the highest court of the nation is looking after their interest.
Well, let
So
us
we
complete.
really
Thank you, Mr. Zirla. Dr. Rajiv Joshi, I think, is on the line.
It's Dr. Rajiv Joshi from Medical Legal Society of India, sir.
Yes.
I represent a body of doctors which has got 70 lawyers and 120 members, doctors who have done LLB. So this is the association which has worked research for 5 years about the problems of violence against doctors. And you'll be surprised to know that you have mentioned there are 7 acts of 7 states. Actually, there are 21 states have different acts for violence against doctors.
Yes.
So that is first part. Second part is, in spite of having these acts, vandalism and the violence against doctors does not decrease because there is no deterrence. You can understand my statement that out of 1,381 accused people in Maharashtra from 2015 to 2020, only 4 have been convicted and rest have been given go by because of certain laws which help the doctors to help the accused to get away. Now that problem is to be sorted out by the legislation. What we seek from your honor is the protection of law and not only the protection, physical protection that is being offered by your order, which has been given in detail by on the day before yesterday. So what we would like to inform you is that Minister of Health and Family Welfare had drafted a legislation at 2019, and that was rejected by Home Department that this legislation cannot be done because of certain reasons, whatever may the reasons be. After that, when there was epidemic, rather pandemic, the Home Minister assured IMA that they will form a central legislation. But only thing that they did was they amended the Epidemic Diseases Act, and it is now as the epidemic has gone by, the act has the truth of the act has gone by. So what I want to tell you is, out of these, I have filed a public interest litigation in Bombay High Court, and in 2020 we filed a public interest litigation. And as you formed a committee of various doctors, the Bombay High Court Chief Justice formed a committee of people from Maharashtra state, and the committee had 3 meetings, and the meetings have been concluded in a statement which says that the Maharashtra 2010 Act has to be amended. Now, I will read the statement of the Honorable Advocate General of Maharashtra State, which is reproduced in the order of the court, and you will realize what is happening about it. We have further, the court says that we have further been informed in the course of hearing today that the appropriate authority of the government has discussions with the petitioner, and a draft of amendments required to be incorporated in the Maharashtra Medicare Services Act has been prepared. However, Mr. Kumbhakoni submits that he has himself pursued the draft and found that the same to be clumsy. He therefore submits that the government ought to be given liberty to considering whether to introduce a new legislation or to amend the act, for which he has time. This order of the court is dated 13th of July 2021, Your Honor. More than 3 years and 1 month has passed after this order. The Maharashtra state government has not done anything about the report of the committee. Therefore, it is necessary to ensure that the recommendations that your National Task Force will give will have to be implemented on the ground. The other statement which I would like to make is we had filed intervention application in Kerala Private Hospital Association versus State of Kerala, And in this case,
Dr.
on a
Joshi,
or
Dr. Joshi,
Kerala
your
High
PI
Court,
before, your Dr. Joshi, your PIL is pending before the Bombay High Court, but you're not leaving it at that. Once the report is submitted by the task force, as you rightly said, the next step would be the implementation of the
yeah,
recommendation.
no, please hear me out for 2 more minutes, Your Honor.
You can
The
assist
Kerala,
us. You can assist us at that stage on what steps should be taken to implement the report of the task force. We require assistance.
that is one part. Second part, I'll give you.
What's happening in Maharashtra, Kerala, because that's not really going to carry this matter any further.
Please give me 2 more minutes. The Kerala, we filed a application Kerala High Court, and the Kerala High Court passed an order of golden hour of filing FIR. Your Honor, please give me 1 more minute. The Kerala High Court passed an order of 1 golden hour for filing FIR, which is similar to golden hour doctors used to treat patients of stroke or cardiac arrest, so that the patient doesn't die or come with permanent disability. Now, this FIR was to be filed within 1 hour, and I have filed 5 instances of this order being disrespected by the police. And the Kerala High Court has taken cognizance of our applications, and they have asked the commissioners of police to file affidavits or superintendent of police to file affidavits, after which the violence in Kerala has come down by 75 to 80%. Subsequently, we'll be aware of the brutal murder of Dr. Vandana Das, who was stabbed 11 times in chest in early morning. And on that day, the High Court of Kerala asked the government what we are going to do about the act. And within 7 days,
you can assist us after the report comes in. These are important issues on implementation, which we'll look at later on. Let the report first come, and we'll then see. We'll require your assistance, and we'll be happy to have your assistance on what steps should be taken to
also has,
including your suggestion on the golden hour for the
Your Honor, Advocate Sneha Kalita has got copy of my suggestion. Kindly permit her to submit that document with her.
Request, my lord, thereafter there are 2 holidays. 30th is Friday, 31st is Saturday, and Monday is 2nd.
second week.
On 3rd, my lord. Subject to your lordship.
Your lordship, there's only one.
Your Lordship,
suggestion.
kindly take the note.
Yes, you can prepare us a note, Dr. Joshi.
I'm in the.
Your lordship, there's only one suggestion, your
The
lordship.
special bench on the 3rd. Can you have it earlier, please?
Have
There's
it
a
on
special
Tuesday.
bench on the 3rd or later, either earlier or later.
Mr. Sibal, come on the 3rd. We can adjust the time between both of you. There's no
No,
difficulty.
but there's a special bench that is listed, matters are listed for 3 days.
Because then 4th, I don't know how we will be paid.
No,
Yes, because
5th, my lord, can it be 5th?
we'll take it.
Fifth is all right.
Fifth.
Fifth, all right.
Is-
What is that?
Lord,
Original
another
case
request.
diary be returned to us. the original.
Another request, my lord.
Photocopy of the original.
Lord, another, my lord,
Did
the
reply.
status report may be sealed again, my lord, and retain in your lordship.
Status report to be.
Same for us. of course.
CBI state.
And same for, yes, officer.
That's right, that's right.
Your lordship, there is
only-
one suggestion, last suggestion.
Same for us. They've seen this.
Mandatory filing
Seal
of
our-
institutional FIR by the
seal our
institution
status
within
report.
2 hours of the cognizance of the office. your
Made For
lordship.
the last 6
Yes, your
minutes, we are
lordship.
making
3
that
minutes.
point.
Yes, your lordship. That's
We'll issue directions even on
Your
that.
Honor,
deeply obliged. your
Well, there's one submission which is important at this stage,
Yeah.
my lords, which was, I'll just take 20 seconds. Well, I'm appearing for the National Federation of Resident Doctors of AIIMS and the Federation of All India Medical Association. My lords, they have got letters from different resident doctor associations have written letters to them that we are ready to join. However, if some degree of interim protection, some basic degree of interim protection by the time the recommendation of the NTF has been implemented, which includes only the CCTV footage at the entrance and the exit of the hospitals and the hostels, and also a distress call facility. They are requesting for this interim protection, my lords, because they are petrified after this horrific incident which has happened. And
Well, the government has already implemented this.
Lordship,
West Bengal has already implemented this.
on behalf,
2 days back, we've implemented it as far as West Bengal is concerned.
Panic button.
in fact, I have been.
Mr. Solicitor, what we'll do is this, apropos what, the submission which has come. Can you ask the ministry to engage with the state health departments in the next week before we take up the matter? And we'll issue some directions on what in the meantime, what are the steps which the state governments can take in the meantime pending the report of the.
What I would suggest, apropos what is in furtherance, the health secretary can have a meeting with the chief secretary and the director general of police instead of health secretary of the state, and convey that you take care of this apprehension. This apprehension appears to be justifiable apprehension, because law and order would be a state subject. We can only accelerate or we can assist.
During the course of the hearing, counsel representing several resident doctors associations have indicated to the court that the doctors are willing to go back to work without any condition. However, it has been submitted that, don't say without any condition, are willing to go back to work and their duties. However, it has been submitted that the state governments may take a considered view on putting into place at least some safety measures to assuage the concerns of the doctors. Full stop. In order to enable this exercise, full stop, we consider the suggestion to be fair. Full stop. In order to facilitate this, we direct that the Secretary and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of the Union Government shall engage with the Chief Secretaries and the Directors General of Police so as to ensure that the state governments, stroke UTs, put into place certain basic minimum requirements pending the receipt of the report of the task force to assuage the concerns of the doctors over their safety at the workplace.
Lordship, I am
Please.
presenting
With
my
your
federation
lordship-
and Dr. is-
With your lordship permission.
Exercise.
Just
The exercise of holding the meeting should be completed within a period of 1 week so that the state governments may take remedial and appropriate action,
Lord-
given the exigencies of the situation within a period of 2 weeks thereafter.
In fact,
With-
we have
with
made
your-
that order on
With
9th.
your lordship
Just recently
permission.
Followed, we'll share it with them. We made that order to protect.
With your lordship permission, I just
Okay.
would like to add that in some of the hospitals and in private hospitals too, there is not adequate security staff. And even the
Private
security
hospitals
staff,
will have to employ.
Your lordship, may just submit one thing,
I'll tell you
In-
one thing.
please.
When you talk of private hospitals, if you go to a place.
No,
like
no, your lordship, I'm just,
From nursing homes,
no, your
large
lordship,
hospitals, you have them across the spectrum.
your lordship, I'm
If we
just.
start telling the government to provide
Your lordship,
security
I'm
at
just-
every nursing home,
Still
An
not-
amount of money they
Your
charge.
lordship,
Don't
in some-
employ without others.
Your lordship, even
Ordinary citizens will have no security.
employ, your lordship, they are not having,
and public hospitals stand on a
your
different.
lordship, I just submit one thing.
Large falls, the large number of doctors,
No.
sprawling workspaces.
Your lordship, my submission is
Requirement.
not that.
Some help, but
Your
it
lordship,
reduce the
and
security for
I'm
some
just
important.
your lordship,
fellows it may.
that in some of the hospital, your lordship, there is not adequate security and security staff which they deploy, they don't make proper verification. They just employ anybody and then
Ma'am,
that
it will
is.
be very difficult for
aspect-
this
What-
court to
aspect-
monitor such at a minute level.
Therefore, we have a body of expert doctors who will tell us what to do, A, about the public hospitals, about the smaller hospitals.
That's correct.
Please.
Now, obviously, the burden can't be shared for both equally by the state. The state has an obligation insofar as public hospitals are
Of course,
concerned.
of course.
Insofar as private hospitals are concerned, some alternate mechanisms can be put into place. That's why we had a suggestion of distress call mechanisms, so that you have an immediate access to
We've
a
done
lawful
that.
authority, should there
done
be
that
any
already.
problem or which is apprehended. So these are particularly things, therefore, the committee which we have appointed consists of doctors drawn from private hospitals and from the public sector. The idea is therefore to allow them to evolve something which is practicable. Us merely issuing a general direction will not make any, you have to have resources, you have to have
Task
manpower.
force may,
So
can
let's
give
therefore wait
that-
for the report of the task force and then we can see how to best implement it. But we are not going to merely lay it down with, be content with guidelines. We are then thereafter going to take up the report and then issue certain directions on that basis.
please, your
My
lordship.
lords, with regard to the SIT notification that I had handed over, we will place documents on record demonstrating which we have obtained through RTIs and then seek directions on the 5th. Grateful.
Grateful to you. Lord.